My first strata skillet is one of my favorite pans, but its little brother turned out to be a terrible troublemaker. I seasoned and reseasoned. I never let acidity touch it, even in the smallest amounts. I got so paranoid that I didn't let anyone in my family wash it, except for me. And yet, it was losing seasoning and sticking. I contacted Strata about my problem and they told me the usual. Just keep cooking. Carbon steel is like that. Its seasoning can wax and wane. It will eventually outgrow the ugly caterpillar stage and emerge as a beautifully seasoned butterfly. But no matter how much cooking I was doing, the situation didn't get better. So I started researching why carbon steel might not hold the seasoning and came across an interesting idea. It might be too smooth. You'll never believe what the fix is. You ready for this? Vinegar. Wait, what? Isn't acid the enemy of seasoning? It is. It's the enemy of existing seasoning. But it's your friend when it comes to priming the metal underneath the seasoning. The acid in vinegar corrodes the metal, creating microscopic bumps that can then trap the oil during seasoning. Thank you, Noah Bristol, for introducing me to this idea. I filled my skillet with equal parts water and white vinegar, covered the skillet and brought it to a simmer. There is no need to fill the skillet to the top. The vinegar vapor will take care of the sides. I brought it to a boil, reduced the heat to a gentle simmer and cooked it for 10 minutes. When I started to see the seasoning lifting off, I took the pan off the heat and washed it out. The seasoning came off extremely easily with the scrubby side of my sponge. I didn't need barkeeper's friend or steel wool. I dried the skillet and set it over medium heat to make sure it's completely dry. Then I cooled it for 5 minutes and started the seasoning process. I oiled the paper towel very lightly and wiped my skillet with it. To my surprise, it was not rusting. My best guess is that months of cooking in the pan have oxidized it and the top layer has turned into carbon oxide. People do this on purpose. It's a process called bluing, and in my case, it might have been a side effect of using the skillet for several months. If this was a new skillet, I'm guessing I'd be seeing a bit of rust on my paper towel at this point. Rust is a bad thing long term, but on a naked skillet, a little rust is actually a good thing. It helps the seasoning adhere. Another thing that surprised me was that the skillet looked completely dry. I mean, we want the oil coat to be very thin, but I've never had it feel this dry before. So I oiled it one more time, this time with a slightly oilier towel, and then wiped everything out as much as I could. I put the skillet upside down into 450-degree oven and checked up on it after the first 3 minutes. Normally, the oil starts to bead off at this stage, and it's good to wipe it off to avoid splotchy seasoning. But when I tried to wipe the skillet, it felt completely dry, no beads of oil. I continued to bake the skillet for an hour, and then repeated the seasoning process. I oiled the skillet, wiped out all the oil, and baked for another hour. During the whole seasoning process, the skillet seemed thirsty, like it was absorbing the oil, which was new to me. Normally, the oil stays on the surface and the skillet looks more shiny. I left the skillet to cool off slowly in the turned-off oven. Here's what it looked like when it was done. Before cooking, I did a few quick rounds of seasoning on the stovetop. I oiled the pan, wiped out the oil, and ran it on medium-high heat for a few minutes. And finally, I decided to cook some eggs. Since this was my first time, I wanted to make sure to use the right fat. I remembered reading on Misson's website that they recommend using high smoke point oil for carbon steel cookware instead of extra virgin olive oil or butter. Normally, I cook my eggs in butter, but since this was my first time, I wanted to make sure to follow all the carbon steel rules. Well, that was a total disaster. My egg stuck terribly. I washed out the skillet with salt and oil, did another couple of minutes of seasoning, cooled the skillet, and tried again with butter, which went a lot better. Dear Misson, I would seriously reconsider your oil advice. One of the main reasons people get carbon steel skillets is egg dishes, and if you tell people to cook the eggs in oil, you'll have lots of unhappy customers. I googled for this phenomena, and sure enough, my friends at Minute Food made a video about this topic. I wish I watched it before my egg disaster. I tried another round of eggs and butter, and they were almost non-stick. For an extra challenge, I broke the yolks and moved them around the skillet. No problem. After washing and reseasoning, I cooked a bunch of veggies in olive oil to give my skillet another workout before the ultimate test, the omelet. My omelet is particularly difficult because it has a lot of milk. Let's see if we can start layering. Yes, I see some browning. So far, so good. Let's put it under the broiler to finish. And finally, the moment of truth. Can we slide it out of the skillet? Yes, we can. Just one tiny spot in the center stuck a little. Other than that, we are good. I hope this helps you solve your seasoning problems. Here are more thought-provoking culinary videos for you to check out, and if you are ever in the Boston area, maybe I'll see you in one of my classes.